Hello, everyone. It's so beautiful to be here this evening again. And how have you been? How have you been? How's been your day? How's your day been? And how have you been on your journey generally? I hope you've been well. I hope you've been fine. Thank you for always joining me. I'm sorry, it's a couple of minutes after 5. I had to. I was knackered. I had to just grab some rest. So today we'll be discussing something very very important. And why is it important? It's important because it has happened to each and every one of us at one point or the other. When we feel that okay, this is not what I want to do. How do I move from here? You know, why how do I move from the level I am, where am I supposed to be going, where am I headed, and where am I on my journey? And because up till tomorrow girls still struggle with that particular concept, that's why we're having a conversation today. And it doesn't just happen, there are a lot of factors responsible for it. And yes, before I go, my name is Funmilola Williams. I'm that teens coach that you want to refer your teenage girl to. We work with girls from the ages of 8 to 18, and then we run an online academy for girls. So if you know anyone that has a girl, please be sure that the place to bring them is the Informed and Reformed Teens Academy. And please, of course, by now, it's no longer a conversation that I can parent my child alone. I don't need to learn. I don't need my child to be in any community. Your girl child especially, needs to be in a community to be safe, because the things that are happening right now are things that have never been experienced before. You know, shortly before this class, I was just seeing watching one or two things on Facebook, and I was to say that I was, even as a full grown adult, to say that I was what's the word I'm looking for now? To say that I was shocked. He's putting it mildly. Things that you don't expect to see, but the fact is that it will get worse. So your daughter has to be protected in a community. Parent, I'm joining hands together with you. So please do no longer be among the it's no longer it's no longer what you should be proud of, that you say things like that no one can teach me how to parent my daughter. I don't want that. I already know what I am doing. It's no longer something to be proud of. Okay. All right, so let's move on. Why do teenage girls fail? And when I say fail, what do I mean by failure? I'm going to get right into it shortly. What do I mean by failure? Why do they fail? What are the factors responsible for the failure of a teenage girl? And then how are we going to help them overcome it? So, what we're talking about today is 10 reasons teenage girls fail and how to help them. Don't forget, the reason for the exposition to this knowledge is for you to be able to apply it on your journey, to be able to assist your teenage girls, if they're not teenager, whether pre-teen, whatever level they are, just to be able to help them, to be able to help them navigate easier, so that if it's possible, they ride on your experience, they ride on your learnings, they ride on your teachings, and that's when you truly are an advantage to your teenage girl. I've seen while I was in the university, I'm sorry, when I was in the secondary school, things happen between girls that were together, trying to write WAEC and all of that. And somehow, the events that happened somehow derailed their journey. And till today, where they wanted to go is not where they eventually went. And I'm sure that even us too in our individual journeys, things that happened that kind of derailed us. But the issue is not about the derailing. The issue is that we're able to get back on track. And that is the angle I'm looking at failure from rather this evening. So what am I going to be calling failure? Failure is derailing from your path and then never getting back on track. That is the simple definition I give failure. So it's okay to derail, because at one point or the other we miss our mark. Yes, it's even there in the scriptures that even when a righteous man falls, God is able to lift him up. So the issue is not about derailing. The issue is, are you able to get back on track? So it is not when you are not able to get back on track to continue your journey. That's when failure begins to become an experiment or an experience. So failure in itself is not bad. Failure in itself, in whatever aspect, in whatever things, failure in itself is not it's not so bad, as long as we're able to go back on track, as long as we're able to go continue on our journey. And it's a story in the Bible. I'm currently working on a book, and somewhere in my mind that story never goes away. It's a story of Dinah. Somehow I wonder how a single mistake that Dinah made, and then we never ever, at least I have my story of the Bible. I've read the Bible over and over for a number of times. I've never come across the story of Dinah again. One simple slip, one simple is not simple. Do I say it's simple? One single slip that she made, and that was the end. We never heard of her again. And I'm sure, being the only daughter out of all the children of Jacob, I'm sure that God must have had awesome plans for her. But because of that particular single slip, we never heard of Dinah again. So that's the kind of conscience I'm talking about. What is failure? What are the things that trigger failure in our teenage girls? Then how are we going to help them so that even if they fail, don't forget, failure is not, in itself is not bad as long as we know what we're doing with it. But the question is, what if they're never able to find their way again? What if they're never able to get back on track? And that's why I said it's not about failure. It's true failure when you're not able to get back on track. Failure is derailing and not being able to get back on track. So if you're watching me live, I'd like you to put that in the comment section, that failure is derailing and not being able to get back on track. What are the reasons? What are the factors responsible? What are the factors responsible for the failure of girls? Number one, identity crisis. This is a chief culprit. This is the chief culprit, and every girl will suffer from this. Every girl, except we work on it. Except we wear our trousers, and if we don't wear trousers, I said we wear our skirts. So if every girl will suffer, even adults still suffer from this identity crisis, a lot of girls are lost. They are lost. They are forgotten. They are totally forgotten who they are. They don't know anymore whether they were told or whether they were told what was not true. But whatever it is that they are running with is not who they are. Identity crisis. Do how many girls look at it? Go to Instagram, go to Facebook, and you begin to sometimes when we say don't give kids smartphones, don't give kids gadgets, it is to safeguard them literally from this dangers. See girls doing all sorts, and you begin to wonder, this kind of people come creating this kind of thing. You begin to, and because I see potential good in everyone, I'm beginning to wonder what on the flip side this person is just able to turn this thinking, this perverse thinking. This person is just able to turn it into the other way. It would have made a very, very big difference. So most girls have lost their identity. And that's why they're never able to get back on track. It's as though you have lost the way home. Like you don't know where you're going again. So everything everybody says enters you. Everything everybody does enters them. Everything is just them. I was reading a couple of days ago, and it was talking about being when you're alone. It shouldn't be a time to be feeling lonely. It's a time to find yourself. It's a time to realize, who am I? So, dear parents, you are the one. If your girls are still within your custody, they're still in your home, this is the time to help them find themselves. Your girl will not automatically know who they are without you trying to put in the work for them. Sit down with them. See that, and how do you find out who your girl is? It is by the things that we've been saying constantly and constantly. What is their strength? That's what you need to let it be so dumb. The way we say conscious learning. Let it be a conscious learning for your girls who they are, because that's going to help them. This place that I am, everything I see is girls tattooed all over, girls pierced all over, girls just funny all over, and I begin to wonder what's going on. Everyone wants to be like every other person. Identity is a problem. It's a very, very big identity crisis. It's a big problem. You don't want your teenager falling into that error. So yes, it's a time to find yourself. Yes. So please teach your children, teach your teenage girls. It is okay to have that time. I was this issue of identity crisis, it's leading girls into a lot of, sometimes I see it and my heart breaks, and it's like, so, or is there something that I'm seeing that the others are not seeing, or is there something I'm not seeing that they are seeing? And if you go on social media, it's so lost girls, lost without direction. They do all things, and those are the kind of girls that jump on every challenge, to everything that everybody is doing. There's no difference. They are just there. They're just there. Please help your girls. Girls need help. I'm gonna confess to you, even adults need help. How much more girls? So if it means the girls in my corner, sometimes it's as though I say to them that it's as though as I'm saying it from here, it's going out from there. But you're not going to give up on them. They have to find themselves. Once your girl finds themselves before they leave your home, Please, you can go and sleep and go and put pillow on your head once your girl finds herself. I was, the book I'm writing makes me go back down memory lane a lot. And I remember when I was in university, and then you see girls of 16-year-old cohabiting with another boy. Girls that are just barely out of teenage, 16, 17, they are doing couples life, they are doing boyfriend. I mean, no, they call it couples life. I left university a long time ago, but that's what they call it then. I don't know what they call it now. Identity crisis. So it's a big problem. And a girl that can't find herself, tell me how she's going to know her way. Is not possible. A girl that doesn't know who she is, that doesn't know what her strength is, that doesn't know what her weakness is, that doesn't know what to run from. Your girls, in finding themselves, they must know what they have to run away from. Your girls, please write that in the comment section. Your girls, in finding who they are, they have to know what to run away from. They have to know, because if they don't run away from it, it will make them lost. And then it will be very hard. It will be difficult for them to find their way. So that's a major reason girls feel identity crisis. They don't know themselves. Either they are forgotten, either they were not told. So whichever category you belong, whichever category, I believe that parents know the work to do to get their children back on track. Then the next reason girls feel is lack of boundaries. Everything goes. That story that talks about a city with broken down walls. That's how some girls are. No boundary. Anybody can say anything to them. Anybody can do anything to them, as long as they want to be liked. As long as, don't forget, it is a dire need for girls to want to be liked. It's a dire need for girls to want to be accepted. But the question is, at what cost? At what? Because you open up yourself. They open up. Right as I am, I can count on my fingers the people in my life. I don't need everyone in my life. Your girls have to understand that as well. So they don't have to feel out of place. They don't have to feel if they're in a place and then not everybody wants to them. It's okay, it's fine. Let them start learning to define their boundaries early. Define your boundaries early. And how do you define your boundaries? You use your values to define your boundaries. Please put that in the comment section for me if you're watching live. You use your values to define your boundaries. So when you know the things that you're not going to compromise on, it is easy. So all of this, everything goes. This anyhowness, this any way, anyhow. Our girls have to grow up not thinking in that manner. Because why? The world is gone. You see, I'm sorry, I don't want to be a prophet of doom, but the things I have seen, especially in recent times, it's enough to make everyone know that there is fire on the mountain. There is fire on the mountain. So you use your values to define your boundaries. I like you to please put that in the comment section. You use your values to define your boundaries. So it's like an edge around you. It's like a protection around you. So you know what you're not, the way they say, no matter what, if you put a flat object, if you use the flat object to put it on the floor 10 times, it's still the same. It's still be putting down that flat. So you know that this one is a no-go area. So there's no negotiating it. For example, if one of your values is purity, that's just for example. So you know that there is no club that are going to invite your daughter to that she will go. If true that's your value. I don't know whether you understand. So that's how it goes. So it makes it easier. Let them use values to define boundaries. Let them use values to define boundaries. Too many girls are very, very, I'm sorry to use the word, like foolish virgins. They just go, they just do, they just be, they just, do anything. Do anything. So, for example, if academic excellence is one of your values, for example, that of course, automatically, you're not going to be missing classes or missing lectures or skipping assignments or whatever. So that's just to break it down. So let them teach your girls to use their values to define their boundaries. That way, they're not going to miss their way. Because see, it is easier. It's better not to miss the way. Trust me on this, parents. It is better not to miss the way than to miss the way and be trying to find. It is hard to find the way back. Finding the way back is very hard. That's why it's more difficult. That's why it is more difficult to get off drugs. That's why it's more difficult to get off addictions. That's why it's more difficult to get off masturbation. That's why it's more difficult to get off all of the evil vices than it is easier to get into it. So it's better they don't miss that way. I'm not saying it's impossible to come back. Don't forget I define failure. I said it's finding the way back, yes, but it is easier. It is easier on everybody. It saves us the heartbreak, it saves us the mental trauma, it saves us the all of the headache that comes with seeing our girls in a way we don't want to see them. So, dear parents, let's put in the work now, especially if we're in diaspora, especially. And I'm not saying that people in other continents are left out. There is war everywhere. It's as though they are taking the war to everybody's doorstep. They are bringing the war to everybody's doorstep. So, dear parents, let us teach these things. Lack of boundaries, it will definitely lead to failure. Everything goes. And that's what killed Samson. That's what killed Samson. That's what keeps Samson. Oh, every girl that they said he shouldn't follow, they are the ones Samson followed. Every girl that said Samson, they are the ones that don't let there be boundary. I have said to my, and I was having a conversation with my with my sister, with my friend, my sister and friend, because of the way. And I said to us, I say, there's some people, or there's a people that my daughter is not going to marry from. It's not pride. It's just boundary. Why? Because of things I have learned. So no, this thing should not come as surprises to them. So let them use their values to define their boundaries. First, because of our time, because we started a bit behind and I still have other classes, I am sorry. The next reason girls fail is entertainment. Yeah, distraction. Everybody's on this table. Everybody. Except, see, I had to actually register my girl for a special distraction management course because I said that is a big deal. Distraction. Oh, this is what I want to do. They have and girls can imagine. And if a girl now puts her imaginative power at work, oh, amazing. A girl says to you, oh, I want to do this, I want to do that, and then 2 weeks after you're asking, babe, how far now? And then she's wondering what you're talking about. Distraction, entertainment. If, as a matter of fact, I want to substitute entertainment for distraction. If we're not careful, deliberately, I told myself, Netflix, until I finish what I'm working on, I am not going on you. I deliberately told myself that. Is a big one. We don't know. And unfortunately, there are so many content skits upon skits, content creation of all manner of things. Girls are very funny. I've told you, girls like to lounge. Girls like to be sloppy. Girls want to just raise up their legs and do nothing. That's how girls are. You tell them to do something, they're already whining. So, entertainment, distraction, you need to know how to, otherwise your girl will not get the job done. And if she doesn't get the job done while she's in your home, how are you sure, that she's going to get the job done when she has left your home? Think about it. So if they don't learn these skills before they leave your home, if they don't learn how to self-curb, if they don't learn how to self-regulate before they leave your home, you see, when they are no longer in your home, who is there to shout at them? Who is there to tell them this is what you do? So entertainment, distraction is a big reason girls fail. That's why a girl will not turn up assignment as I went due. Why? She's busy scrolling the street of Instagram, scrolling the street of Facebook, scrolling everywhere. And there's something I said to challenge myself. I say, it's not everybody that is scrolling Instagram, Facebook. It's not everybody. That's the truth. So I said that to remind myself. I said I don't have an excuse. So because I said that to myself, I said that to my daughter, I said that to the girls in my corner as well. So it's not everybody that is on Facebook 247. It's not everybody that's on Instagram 247. So if you are there, that's your choice. So you have to. It has to be addressed. And because you know what, let me just tell us something now. There will be more content creators. There will be more skit makers. There will be more entertainers. There will be more things to distract our girls from their own goals. And there's something I heard a long time ago, that people that are making the news, they don't really sit watching entertainment or the news like that. The day I had that thing, I couldn't sleep. I was just tossing and turning on the bed. Now, people who make the news don't sit to really watch the news. People come to tell them that, have you seen? Have you seen? And really, let's check it out. Let's check it out. It's a big distraction. Your girl knows she knows all the artists, everything, even the ones that they have not sung that they are still cooking up in the studio. She knows. When is she going to have time to focus on her own goal, on her own life? When is she going to have time? It's going to be very, very hard. Entertainment, distraction, actually is it goes hand in hand. So please know how you want to manage this. Maybe I have to, maybe you restrict media to a particular time. Maybe you give them maybe they are you work on a media guide, whatever you need to do to ensure. And unfortunately, the things that hey, the things that I saw on Facebook this afternoon was very scary for me as an adult. How much more? Imagine a young girl just stumble on that, and imagine the damage, the potential damage that it can do to the mind of that girl. So that's a big issue. The next one I want to talk about is friendship. Friendship is a key determinant as to whether a girl will fail or whether a girl will stay on track. You know, that scripture says that iron sharpens iron. So does a man sharpens the countenance of his friend. You have to guard the circle of you have to guard the circle of friends of your girls jealously. Girls are the ones that introduce each other to wrongs. Girls are the ones, let's just call it what it is so that we know that this is what we're up against. Girls are the ones that will introduce each other to wrongs, to prostitution. Yes, I hope you know. Girls are the one that will introduce a fellow girl to go and meet to go to a particular a party where they are arranging girls, where they're arranging girls for their dream birthday. I mean, they say bring in your friends. We watch it on movies. Friendship. So what kind of friends are your girls keeping? Girls are the ones that will arrange a fellow girl for a man. Girls are the ones that will arrange their fellow girls to go to a place that they won't even go, and they will have collected money on top of that girl. So is your girl street smart? Is your girl street savvy? So it's not about just scrolling internet. It's not about girls are the ones that they will say, my friend, let's go somewhere together. Then they go there together. Then she leaves her friend there. Then she goes back home. I know you know that these are life experiences, friendship. And because of that, a lot of girls had gotten derailed. A lot of girls had gotten derailed. A lot of girls had lost their way because of this thing I'm talking about. Friendship. So you need to watch. That's why I said let your friends, let your kids, once they are friendable, if there's any English like that, friendable age, let them encourage them to bring their friends over. Just watch them. Watch them as though you're not watching them. You know, they're having conversation, you are there somewhere, maybe in your room, you're just listening in. They'll think that you're not listening. That's when you begin to know what are the things that are important to their heart. Girls are very funny. And the heart of a girl is very deep. Of course, even you know, because you know the things that are in your heart that you have never said to somebody before. So that's how it is. And because you've also been a girl, you know how it was when you were a girl. So it's these things are not really what's the word? These things are not really so impossible or far-fetched because you were also once a girl. So watch it. Watch it. Many girls had lost their friends to evil. Many girls had lured their friends to be for ritualistic purposes, you know, in other climes and settings. Many girls had lured their friends into so the same way, the same way you got a friend that's gonna be a negative influence. It's the same way you got a friend that's gonna be a puller, a lifter. So let it put that in the comment section. So the same way, your friend can actually either be a lifter or someone that brings down. So it's the same thing. So who are the friends? Do they believe in the same things? Do they have dreams together? And another thing is, it's safe for your girls to be in a community of girls that believe in the things they believe in. So they don't know, they don't think that they are the only one on this journey. Because this journey is hard. I'm not going to lie to you. This journey that we are on is hard. It is easier to be anyhow. It is easier to let loose to your desires. It is easier to let it to your wants and your passions and all of that. It is easier. So please watch the friends. You can't per se pick their friends, but you can decide an environment where they'll pick those friends from. That will be our last point. So friendship is a major key to whether a girl will miss her way or whether a girl will not miss her way. I have had parents tell me that it is the moment she started working with this particular person. It is when you start working with this particular person. It is the moment you start working with this particular person. So it's very important. And don't forget I told you, girls want to be liked at all costs. It's normal. Every human being desires that. So that's why you have to make that conscious effort, that conscious decision. So if you see that this guy, and it is the same way they set boundaries, it is the same way they're going to work on this friendship thing. Iron sharpens iron. So if they are seen together, then they will work together faster. And also, don't forget, it is even if your child is if your teenage girl is a choleric, oh, they don't have that, people tend to flock around them. But if your girl is phlegmatic, you have work to do. If your girl is melancholy, you have work to do. If your girl is sanguine, you have work to do. Because there's a possibility that they will just follow. Yes, they will just want to follow. So you need to have these conversations because you know the impact of friendship. See Jonathan and David. Hiya. See Jonathan and David. See what level of friendship is that? What level of friendship that Jonathan will say, you know what, I can lay down my life for you. That's powerful. I mean, that's as powerful as friendship gets. I have friends that I can do everything for. That's as powerful as it gets. I have friends that I can root for to the end of the world. That's as powerful as it gets. So the same way a friend will lift is the same way a friend will pull down. So let them understand. Let them choose wisely. Let them choose among their what killed Dinah. Somehow the story of Dinah hasn't left my mind, and I think I will really redo an exposition on her. What killed Dinah? Haya. Friendship. She never got back on track. Just one visit. Just one. She said, I'm going to go and see my friend. I know. Which girl don't do that? I'm going to go and see my friend. I'm going to go and see my friend. I'm going to go and see my friend. And that was it. And then she got there and then she got messed up and then we never heard of her again. It's I don't know. I'm looking at it from the perspective of a girl mentor now. And it's giving me different vibes in my head. That's all that happened to Dinah. I'm going to go and see my friend. I'm going to go and see my friend. I'm going to go and see my friend. And that was the end. That's so horrible. Friends had gotten raped. Girls had gotten their private parts pulled out. Friends had gotten a friendship had gotten girls had their private parts pulled out because they went where their friends told them to go. Because they went where their friends told them to go. So this is a key factor as whether a girl will miss her way or not. You need to work on it. It's a very key factor. Then the next thing is lack of motivation. Oh, girls. Oh, yeah. Lack of motivation. Girls are, as a matter of fact, statistics have shown that boys are more motivated than girls. So just accept it. So already know that one now, so that you can know where you want to war in regard. Girls, they lack self-motivation. And tell me, what's going to motivate you if you don't motivate yourself? See, it is this job, except you just want to be there. But if you want your girl to do something, you want your girl to make an impact, you can't just afford to just be there. Girls won't want to. Girls will think that things will just get fixed automatically, and nothing moves except what you move. So nothing moves except what you move. And then how will your girl understand this? You have to keep telling her. So shift it back to her. That's what I do these days. I say to my girl, you know what? This is not about me. See, whether you like, that's what I say to her. Whether you like or not, I am living my life. I'm pursuing my destiny. So it's up to you whether you're seeing or whether you're not seeing. Push it back to them. Do you know what? They understand. Trust me. They may be behaving flippantly, like it doesn't really matter. It doesn't really, but they understand what you're saying. Because you know what? Who is going to motivate them when no one is there? And there's nothing that works like self-motivation. Nothing. I understand the place of your friends coming together to bear your hand up. But please, if when they bear your hand up, you, the owner of the hand that they're bearing up, you keep bringing the hand down, is anything going to work? No. And that's where, that's why the dreams of most girls just remains dream. That's why their dreams remain just dream. They never do anything about it. Lack of motivation. You need to let them understand that if you're not willing to push yourself, if you don't push something, nothing will move, nothing will happen. Sing it like a song until it enters into their consciousness. And I said to them, I like to challenge them in this manner. I say, you know what? The way you're thinking you're young, some other girls are getting ready to take over. So you need to challenge them. Some other girls are getting ready to, there are other girls are being raised to take over. And that is the truth. So it's not every girl That's the truth. Honestly, that is the truth. It's not every girl that is on Instagram selling breast and bonbon. It's not every girl. Some girls are still seated, preparing their way for the future. Lack of motivation. So you have to make your girls, you have to make them self-motivated. And how do you make them self-motivated? It's very simple. Let them understand it's about themselves. It's about themselves. I said to my girl, when you do something, when you achieve, when you maybe you achieve something, how do you feel? She said, I feel good. I said, did I share in that feeling with you? You know, did I share in that feeling? Because you're not really gonna share about it. You're not gonna share. You can only just be happy for them. But that's that sense of accomplishment. They are the ones to feel it. Same thing, that sense of failure, they are the ones to feel it. Yes, you don't pay for exam, you fail it. You are the one that will feel that sense of failure. I will register you again. Oh, definitely, most definitely. I will register you again. Then after that one, I begin to think of okay, how do we address this? But you're the one to feel that sense of failure, that sense of accomplishment. You are the one to feel it. That sense of, oh, okay, I'm making progress. You are the one to feel it. So put it back to them. So don't carry the shame of your children essentially. So that she didn't do well in an exam because she didn't prepare well. Then you're feeling, oh, she has disgraced me. No, she has disgraced herself, not she was your own. Don't carry that shame. Don't carry that shame. It's their business. You're living your life and they're watching. Don't forget, I said parenting is self-reflective. They're seeing. They're seeing. Lack of motivation. You need to push it back to them. That's the way to get girls up and doing. The next thing, the next reason they fail is inability to learn from mistakes. Girls never learn. Inability to learn from mistakes. How many times have girls, how many times has it trended that a girl after we say keep your body purity she'll still carry her body to go and meet the man. They will have the sex unprotected. She'll be pregnant. Either she'll commit the abortion or either she will what's it called? She will not commit the abortion or she will have the baby. Then education is truncated for a couple of years. Then from there she will derail. I have a case on my hand. So she got pregnant and then everybody rallied around her, blah, blah, blah. I did what I could, blah, blah, blah. Then she had the baby. The mom collected the baby. Said, okay, let us win your baby. Win your baby, then you go back to school. So a couple of days ago, my mind just went on. I said, this child I've not heard from, and I carried my phone. I called the mom. I said, hey, this is after exchanging present. I said, where is this child? Is she in school? That was what that was my expectation. Is she in school now? Next thing I had, she has run away from the house. I said, So I did like this. Where I did this video now. As I did. I said, I said, why? She said that she wants to go and experience life by herself. I said, give me a number. She said, they've collected her phone from her. Failure to learn from past mistakes. I don't know why. I don't know how it is, how it happens, but girls don't learn. Girls don't learn. The same self-destructive pattern that has been there for ages, girls are still towing it. And it is madness to be doing the same thing the same way, and then you're expecting the result to be different. It's not possible. It's not going to happen. Girls don't learn. And that's why they derail. That's why they fail. That's why they never get back on track. Girls don't learn. They don't. The same mistake keeps repeating itself. So how are you going to learn from your mistakes? You're going to acknowledge. Let them. Your girl has to acknowledge her own parts in the mistake, in the error. That's the way to learn. But if you don't look at it from that angle, you keep bungling things over and over. And life is very funny. Until you pick your lessons from that particular one, it's hard to move. Until you pick your lessons, it's very, very hard to move. Girls don't learn. So, dear parents, begin to say these things, begin to teach these things deliberately to your. Don't assume. Don't assume anything. You're assuming is dangerous. Girls don't learn. No. This issue that I just mentioned, it's been happening. It's been happening for ages. It's still happening. You will now begin to wonder, what is the problem? What is the problem? And you know what? Unfortunately, that is the mistake that most of us made. That if we're gonna be sincere with ourselves, that change the trajectory of our lives. So if you knew that, you're gonna know how to tackle it better in your own daughter, so it does not repeat it. Because there is likelihood that that English, is it that proverb that history repeating itself. So please, dear parents, don't assume that your girl's head will just be straight, it will just be correct. Bam. No, no, don't assume it. Please don't assume it. It's very dangerous. Girls don't learn. That's why I gave you that example. It's a current one I'm working with. Right now, I've not been able to get a hold of her because she doesn't even have a phone that I can call. And then she said she has absconded, left the 2-year-old child with her mom. That the mom says, okay, let me take this child from you so that you can get back on track. Then she wants to go and test life on her own. And I'm wondering, by the time she's coming back with another pregnancy. Girls find it hard to learn from past mistakes. That's fine. So, dear parents, how are you going to help these ones? We're going to be sincere. We're going to be vulnerable. I have told us before, I'm telling us again, that we made mistakes, that we made errors, does not stop us from parenting our kids right. Please read my lips. That we made mistakes, that we made errors, that we made whatever. Don't think that can stop you. No, rather, that should be a point of strength for you. So don't say, oh, after all, even me too, maybe I carried pregnancy. No, it's dangerous to think like that. And you know what? Girls, the issue is even far worse than pregnancy these days. Trust me. Pregnancy is the least of your problems right now. When girls are battling with pornography, girls are battling with masturbation, girls are battling with a lot of things, but girls are battling with so many issues. So they know what to take not to get pregnant. Just know. So that's the least of your problems. So please, don't let anything shut you down from doing your job. Whatever you did, it was done in error. Now you are a parent. So begin to teach from the place of that mistake. Begin to teach from the place of that error. That's when you can be sure that you have done your part. Because girls don't learn, no. But maybe when they see one that resonates, the one that resonates. And for every time you see how whatever error that we made, whatever things that we did, if for every time you see how it changed trajectories, maybe it's going to help us, really be on our toes. Because girls don't learn. You would think, but girls don't. The next one, because of our time, self-imposed pressure. This one, I don't know why it's like that, but I think it has to do with some particular temperament. That's from what I have seen. I'm going to use my younger sister as an example. My younger sister is more of she's more of melancholic, sanguine kind of. People that let the sky be falling. So it's more of a temperament kind of thing. But you see those sanguine people, hey, and that's the table I am on, in case you're wondering. Those sanguine people, oh, Father Lord. Pressure that nobody, they will be buying people's pressure. Self-imposed. People's pressure. They buy people's ideologies, they buy people's pressure, they buy people's everything and put it on themselves, and then they miss their way. Self-imposed pressure. Oh, the latest iPhone now is iPhone 14. And then you begin to wonder, what's my bloody business with whether it's iPhone 14? Self-imposed. Or the latest jewelry now. Unfortunately, very unfortunately, the social media is agog, pushing things into the face of girls that can't even afford them. And because they have a smartphone, they begin to think that everybody is their mate. Because, everybody has phone. Everybody has an Android or a smartphone. So everybody thinks that everybody is their mates. And then they begin to put unnecessary pressure on themselves until they miss their way. That's why a girl will say, oh, whatever it takes to do. I've told us what love of money is. When you're willing to do anything just for money, know that you love money. Self-imposed pressure. I was writing, when you're writing, a lot of things comes back to your memory. And I remembered that my first phone was my 300 level. And I told the girls in the house, and they said, and maybe they didn't believe me or something. But that was my very first phone. 300 level. 300 level was my first phone. So now I don't understand what's happening. I don't understand what's happening. Self-imposed pressure is a big deal. Many girls will get lost as a result of it. Things that's not their business, they bother about it. Things that they should bother about, they don't bother about it. Teach your girls. Teach them contentment. I've said this before. Teach them contentment. Teach them gratitude. The next thing, because of the things that, wisdom drain. Wisdom drain. Girls are not wise. Most girls drain. So that's why I say put them in classes, put them in courses, expose them to knowledge. That's how their wisdom tank can get full. Girls are not wise. Girls are making unwise choices. Too much unwise choices. Too much wisdom drain. But when a girl is wise, she will know what to do. She will know what friends to keep, what association to be, where not to be. She will know. Wisdom drain. Because I don't know why you must do what is wrong. I don't know why you must join the multitude to do evil. I don't understand it. I don't understand it. It's like it's foolishness. Plain and simple, it's foolishness. And the next thing, I'm so sorry. I have classes to that's wisdom drain. Then the next thing, misguided priority. This is why girls fail. This is why they derail and they're never able to get back on track. Misguided priority. Inability to put what's first. That is misguided priority. Putting what's first last, or putting what's first middle. Misguided priority. It never helps. It never helps. Teach your girls. Teach them. Teach them about, life being in seasons. Teach them about precept upon precept. Teach them about growth. Teach them about process. Teach them. Because this is the reasons girls fail. This is why girls do more than themselves. This is why girls pass their boundary. And in passing their boundary, their feet slip. And once the feet slips, it is hard to place back online. Then the last one I'm going to be talking about today is environment. It's very, very important. The environment of a girl, what she's consuming, what she's seeing, who she's meeting with, the people she's relating with, all of this cumulatively is determining whether a girl will trip and get back on track or whether a girl will trip and keep tripping. It's very easy. So watch the environment of your girl jealously. Watch the environment of your girl jealously. Watch the environment of by environment, I mean everything. The friends, the school, what she's learning, where she's learning from, what she's listening to, everything. Because that's what cumulates. A man is a sum product of the things that he has received. What you have received, what you have taken in, what you have taken in. That's what you are. A man is an end product of the things that he has taken in. Environment. So watch it. Fight for the environment of your daughter. Please, if you are watching me, please put it in the comment section. Fight for the environment of your daughter. Fight for it. Fight for it. A lot of good girls have gotten into wrong environment and then they missed their way. Fight for the environment of your daughter. Fight for their parents. Fight for the environment of your daughter. I've mentioned 10 things. These are things, if you watch critically, these are the things that slip the feet of girls. Number 1, identity crisis. Number 2, lack of boundaries. Number 3, entertainment, distraction. Number 4, friendship. Number 5, lack of motivation. Number 6, inability to learn from mistakes. Self-imposed pressure. I wish I had, to really talk about this self-imposed pressure, but you know what I mean. Self-imposed is that nobody. Self-imposed pressure, wisdom drain. Please invest in the mind of your girls. I am saying it. I am doing it though. I am not just saying it. Please, let us do it together. So that why? So that we can raise that safe community together. Imagine if our girls are listening to the same things. They're able to help each other, strengthen each other as they grow. Then lastly, second to the last, misguided priority. Let girls know you learn to work for before you fly. That is disappearing these days. What I see is girls that want everything now. Girls that want everything now. Then finally, environment is very important. Environment is actually, to a large extent, a determining factor about whether a girl will feel. And I don't mean physical. Even physical environment is part of it, but that's just on a minor scale. But basically, the environment is the environment polluted. What she's consuming, what she's seeing, who she's seeing, who she with, what she consuming, what's going to her head, what's going to her eyes. That's what will determine what your girl will become. Thank you very much for your time. I never take it for granted. I'll be here again next week. And I hope that you have learned. If it is just one, as I always say, if it's just one thing you're taking, run with it. It's going to get crazier. We will not lose our girls. I'll be here again next week. Thank you and bye bye.